Isn't it beautiful? I was just chilling. And then me and Spirit got to talking. And basically, I'm just going to say Great Rising. And I think we need to talk about a certain subject that I haven't talked about so far. And Spirit was very like, let's do it. I mean, it's working for you and you see it. So, you know. I do use marijuana medicinally. Nature is always a good remedy. Now, this is what I love about... This is too loud. Hold on a minute. What I love about marijuana is that if you're finding it hard to be still and stay in your moment, marijuana helps me get back into that moment where nothing is wrong. And then I get to start to laugh again. But don't get me wrong, I don't use this every day. This is, it's part of my spiritual practice. It's like a reward system. If I work on myself and I purge what needs to be purged, then the experience with the reward of marijuana is so much more beneficial. But today's video, I want to talk about sex. Sex can be one of the greatest things about humanity, but it also can destroy a lot of what's beautiful about humanity. Now, before I put this into practice and learned all I could learn about it, man, I had to look back and really look at myself and say, wow, okay, I was not doing it the right way at all for a long time. Because, you know, at first it's more about pleasure and stimuli, you know, like it feels good, it just feels fucking wonderful, right? But then when you take it from another perspective, and you know, there's a lot of people out there with sexually transmitted disease, but if you look at it from another perspective, most of those people are not taking care of themselves. They're not meditating, most people are going off sex as a priority. And with time, I've noticed that the more I've redirected that energy towards the drive of having sex and being good at it, I found out real quick that the more I would take that sexual energy and put it within myself, like the food I would consume, the time I would spend with myself, it's also like a superpower to get you in touch with more of what you are. It's sort of like a turbo for your heart. It's like the bottom chakra will start activating, and once you start activating everything, the experience is divine. And that's why you become more prone to selection. Because I can remember a point in my growing that I was not taking care of myself, and that's when I started meditating. I realized that maybe sexually transmitted disease is a spiritually transmitted disease. If you're not taking care of yourself and you have the act of sex with someone else, you might not feel it right away, but if that other person's not taking care of themselves, that energy will resonate a little later on into your soul. And there's no telling what could happen. This is just truth. When I had a spiritual awakening, sex was put completely on a back burner because I didn't know, but I felt that I needed to stop being sexually active. Because first off, I wasn't healing myself, so I was attracting the same kind of negativity in a relationship. And I hadn't healed what hurt me. So therefore, I was bound to auto-sabotage any good relationship I had. You know, you are what you eat, you attract what you are. So it goes hand in hand. But by going in, this weed is fucking unbelievable, by the way. By going in, I understood that I wanted to become a better person. And as I started doing this, Spirit told me, like, this will work or this will not work. And the ones that didn't work, I mean, don't get me wrong, the activity was splendid. But if it didn't work, it would bring it to my attention that either I have to work on something or the other person their energy's all wrong. So, I mean, and look, I've been guilty of this before, just like other people. It's part of the game. It gets to the point where there's so much to say on this subject. It gets to the point where you have no choice but to stop. Because by taking care of yourself, you don't want to let just any energy in. Because there's no telling what it's going to do. At first it might feel good, and then 6 months later it's like, oh my God, I feel like dying. So, just be mindful on what you're giving your energy to. Because I'll be honest with you, the more I've applied this, the more I've been able to receive knowledge that is so much more beneficial to me. You know, it's like I've known many men in my life that got married multiple times. And even the mother of my child at one point straight up said, like, you know, Terry, I've seen you with multiple partners in multiple years. Maybe they're not the problem. Have you thought about that? And of course, at first I was like, whatever. I don't want to hear that shit. But she was absolutely right. Trust me, once you go in more and more and more, even the people that you would consider hating for so long at one point will come back into your memory, and you will have saved a very important piece of information to complete a little bit more of what the puzzle was, which is you. Anyway, all I'm saying is that no one should be taking sex lightly. I think from what I've learned, the more I'm learning about myself, the more it's safer vibrationally speaking, to know that I'm attracting something good for my spiritual, je ne sais quoi. And knowing that is a security. Because a lot of shit can happen on the outside, but what happens on the inside, if you follow your intuition, it's profound. And then I picked up this, and this is basically spirituality also. Wait a minute, where is it? Damn, where is it? It's in here somewhere. And he was in the wilderness, 40 days being tempted by Satan, and he was with the wild beast. Sexual energy of a man or a woman. So you gotta decode this shit. It's not like everything's all bad. It's just giving a term or giving a meaning to a situation. So for me, like, Satan isn't like this dude that's like got horns and shit and Baphomet type stuff. Satan is a temptation coming from within that hasn't been solved. Because once you heal that part of yourself, so much more opens up. So much more opens up. And the angels were ministering to him. So, that's the video for today. I hope you all have a beautiful day. And I'd like to thank my neighbors and my haters, the people I love, the people that love me, even the people that hate me. Because in the grand picture of it all, I'm learning so much more about myself through all of you. And I'm happy and I'm grateful for it. Namaste, everybody. I eat avocados in the morning before my coffee. It's like a good equilibrium for the coffee, if that makes any sense. And it just makes my system feel really good. So, have a great day. Namaste.